Greetings, Rebel fans. My name is Jason Kelly. Welcome to Let's Run Live, your pregame show for the great matchup that we have against the Oregon State Beavers tonight. Very excited about this game. Absolutely huge matchup. A game that the Rebels have had circled on their calendar all season. A game in which the Rebels will be playing at Reser Stadium, which is a very good home field advantage. Lots to be excited about, lots to talk about. This will be a pretty short pregame. I've got some things going on tonight that is going to make it difficult for me to pregame right before the game starts, but I wanted to make sure that Rebel fans had something kind of positive and something to kind of prime themselves and get ready for the game. Just a quick look around the scoreboard in the Mountain West right now. As of right now, let's just pull this up real quick. Hawaii is currently losing to Washington State 10-28. New Mexico and Utah State are in a game in Logan where Utah State is leading 31-15. San Jose State is up 14-6 over Wyoming. Colorado State and Air Force start playing in a couple of hours. And then obviously the Rebels will play tonight at 7 p.m. The game is being broadcast on the CW network. Go ahead, if you're listening live, put your score predictions in the comments. I want to see what you guys think the outcome of the game is going to be. We'll put it up on screen and shout out kind of what you think. But lots going on in the Mountain West today. Boise State is currently on a bye week, so they are not playing today. I think there's another team on the bye week. Can't remember who it is, though. Last night, the university close to Carson City, Nevada, fell to Fresno State in a pretty close game. Fresno State went into the city in the north and came out victorious over the Wolfpack, 24-21, in a pretty good game, entertaining to watch for sure. But tonight, the Rebels are playing the Oregon State Beavers. Oregon State is certainly a team that has some talent. Their starting quarterback is Giovanni McCoy, and he has been struggling. Only 3 touchdowns and a few interceptions on the year. Has his very mobile legs. Is really capable of getting up and down the field. Is coming off of his where he threw for 348 yards. But, shutting down this Oregon State offense, and if you saw my preview yesterday, it all comes down to stopping Hankerson, who is their running back. This Oregon State offense will try and control the game clock. They're going to be running the ball a ton against us. Their goal is going to be to control possession. And the Rebels are going to have to play good defensive football, and they're going to have to shut down. This Oregon State offense, which is something that I think they're very capable of doing. And I think that this game will be, the Syracuse game was pretty rough, but this game will be Rebel fans' chance to finally decide how good this defense is. Obviously, early in the season, the Rebels played a couple of teams that were struggling offensively at the time. They were Power 4 teams, don't get me wrong, but and currently right now, actually, Kansas and Houston, 2 teams that the Rebels beat, are playing each other. Kansas is up right now, I believe. I want to make sure that I get the score right. So Kansas is leading 35-14. So it seems like Kansas is going to finally break through and get their first win. That game is in the fourth quarter. Houston has the ball right now, but I imagine that Kansas will finally get that elusive win. If you've been paying attention to Kansas all year, they have been a team with a ton of talent, pretty good defense, but that has just not been able to get over the hump. So Kansas is a team that we're happy is getting a win. Houston, after coming off of a great win against TCU, it does look like they're going to lose this game. So those 2 Power 4 wins are still going to look good no matter what. The Power 4 distinction matters regardless. It just matters. It does. So Power Four wins on the road are going to look good, even if they aren't the top of their respective leagues. So Oregon State, this game's on the road. Reser Stadium. A little couple of facts about Reser Stadium. So Oregon State very recently completed a massive update to their facility. Reser Stadium is beautiful. It's pretty new. Um, Now, obviously, it used to be, it was an older facility. It used to be called Parker Stadium. It was reopened, but in the 2023 season, they decreased seating capacity. It's about 35,000, so it's approximately the size of Boise State's arena. Weather right now in Corvallis is Oregon weather about 70 degrees. Around game time, it looks like it's going to be high 60s, high 50s. So weather is going to be absolutely perfect for the Rebels. It'll be a cool but not cold night. I expect the weather not to be any factor at all. It's not going to be super windy, so you're not going to see any crazy elements going on. In terms of the bill of health for the Rebels, if you look at our depth chart, it looks like everybody's available. Jet Elad, it says that he's available. McDuffie, it says he's available. But Barry Odom's pretty secretive with his injuries, which, that's pretty common in college football for teams to be. And if you're just joining us live, go ahead and throw your score predictions down in the comments. I'll show them up on screen. If you saw, I predicted about a 10 to 13 point win for the Rebels. I predicted us to lose to Kansas. I predicted us to lose to Houston. I predicted us to lose to Fresno State. And so, I tend to be pretty pessimistic. And then finally, I predicted us to beat Syracuse, and the Rebels ended up losing that game. So I feel a little, I hope that I'm not a jinx. But certainly, I feel confident in the Rebels' ability to win this game. If the Rebels are as good as we believe that they are, they have to win this game. And it's kind of a game where the Rebels really get to show who they are. If they're a good team, if they're the team that we hope that they are, if we think that the Syracuse game was just kind of a coin flip game that didn't go our way, the Rebels are going to come out and they're going to win. If not, they're going to lose, and we kind of recalibrate our expectations on the season from contending and maybe hoping for a college football playoff spot. That's going to be really difficult at this point, honestly, after that Syracuse loss, but not impossible. Our season kind of changes if we lose this game. Whereas if we win, we gain momentum and we set up for a Friday night showdown. Not ideal that this game and the Boise State game are in back-to-back weeks. Also not ideal that Boise State is going to be coming off of a bye. I did do a preview for the Boise State game, but obviously this game is first. And I do not think that the Rebels will be looking past this game at all. I think they're pretty focused. This Oregon State team has a lot of pride, has a great home field advantage. And so I would fully expect this game to be kind of a rock fight. I think it's going to be pretty close through three quarters. And obviously, Oregon State could totally win this game on their home field. They could. So the keys to the game, again, key number one is stopping Hankerson. He's their running back, a good player. As far as I know right now, he's healthy and ready to go. The Rebels are going to have to be disciplined to stop the run game. And stopping Hankerson, kind of keeping him in front, not letting him get to the edge. That's going to be big keys for the Rebels and to pull this game out. Key number two is the quarterback McCoy for Oregon State. Not a great arm, however, with the type of defense that the Rebels run, McCoy will have opportunities to throw in this game, and I would fully expect him to take advantage of those opportunities. And so, but the biggest thing with McCoy is make sure you spy him. Make sure you have a guy that's responsible for containing him on the rush. Because if you look at him, he's run for decent amounts in these games. He's a dual threat, and I would fully expect Oregon State to try and take advantage of his mobility in this game. So the Rebel defense is going to have to be is going to have to be disciplined with him. And then my third and biggest kind of thought about this game heading into it is that the Rebels are going to have to control the clock. Um, as much as I love these crazy explosive minute and a half long drives, I want the Rebels to kind of ground and pound Oregon State, win a similar game like they did against Houston at the beginning of the year. Um, Go into Corvallis, get a win, control the clock. We don't need flashy stats. We just want health and we want to control the game. And I think that that is going to be the plan. I think that the Rebels can do that. Um, so I've got about a 10-point win with the Rebels scoring in the 30s and Oregon State scoring in the 20s. That's kind of my initial thought. Again, I don't really care about exact score predictions. I like having ranges more so than exact numbers for each team. But I'm very excited about this game tonight. I will be watching. I will be going live right after the game to talk about the victory or the loss. And I just wanted to get this up so Rebel fans had something to listen to pregame. But that is all I have for today. If you guys want, in replies to this video, put your score predictions. I'll talk to you about them in the comments, and we'll get ready for an awesome game. So, Rebel fans, appreciate you all. You guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Get ready for this game. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. It is on the CW network. Download the app. I believe you can watch it there. I don't think you can watch it live on things like YouTube TV or Fubo. I think it gets like recorded. But pay attention to the game. Big one. Shout out to Jordan, who's up there in Corvallis. Big fan of his. I think there's a couple other Rebel fans that I saw up there, but he was the one that I talked to. I wish I could be there. Originally had planned to get up there for this game, but ultimately couldn't just with our schedule. So you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Go watch this Alabama-Tennessee game and get ready and primed for the game of the day, which will be the Rebels versus the Beavers. Let's run.